Okay, finally, this is the last one. This is example number 2 on how to solve a combo circuit. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is recognize that it's a combo, right? Because as you can see, there's going to be a split happening right here. So that's a parallel. But then in the main path, there's another resistor, okay, which is going to make it a combination of a parallel that's in combination with this guy in series. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw it. Okay, so I'm going to try to go like this. And then there's going to be a split with a resistor and an ammeter. Resistor and an ammeter on this path. Okay, they're going to come back together. All right, throw another ammeter down here, another resistor, and then another circle. Okay, all right, so here goes my schematic. Okay, so let's see what it's given. Let's label first. So they say R1 is the top parallel. So we're going to call this one R1, this one R2, and then this last resistor R3. All right. Okay, so we don't know a whole lot. We know some voltage drops, okay, but I'm not sure if that's going to help. So let's try. Always the first thing to do, 0 volts down here, and then continue it around. Well, that didn't really do too much for me. Okay, and I don't know the total, so I can't do the top. Okay, I do know though that this is going to have a 10-volt drop across it. Okay, so here this resistor is going to have a 10-volt drop. So if it's 0 on this side, I know it's going to have to be 10 on this side. Okay, then that 10 is going to carry around all the way till I see the other resistors. Okay, all right, I know the bottom one has a 6-volt drop. Okay, so I know that this is going to be a minus 6 volt. But I know it's in parallel with this one, right? Because those are going to have the same drop. Okay, so tracing back the circle again, if I know it's 10 volts over here and it had dropped by 6, I know up here it must be 16. 16, and carry that around. Okay, so now I know my total voltage of the battery, 16. Okay, and there's sometimes multiple ways to solve it, right? You can kind of do different things. All right. Okay, so now let's see what we've got. So I know V equals I times R, so let's see which ones we have 2 of. All right, so this bottom one, we have 10 volts equals the current times 10 ohms. Well, that's super easy, so that's just 1 amp. Okay, so that's going to be here and here, because this here through R3, that's this whole entire path. Okay, so this is going to be 1 amp. So that is going to also be my total current. Right? Because this 1 amp going through here, this is on the same path as the battery, okay? Which means that that is also equal to the total current. So I know as the current goes through these 2 parallel resistors, it's going to have to add up to 1, all right? So this, let's do a different color. Okay, this is going to have to add up to 1, okay? All right, so this R1 we can see. So I equals V over R. So I know 6 volts over 24 ohms, that's going to be 1/4 of an amp, right? So that's going to be 1/4 up here. Okay. So if 1 amp is coming in and 0.25 go this way, the rest of it have to go the other way, which is going to be 0.75. Okay. All right, now I just have to calculate. Okay, 6. I'm looking for the resistance this time, so that's V over I. So 6 volts over 0.75 amps is going to be 8 ohms. Okay, and then the total, remember, it's not as simple as adding them, right? Because they're not all in series, so you have to go ahead and use this. 16 volts equals 1 amp times this is going to have to be 16 ohms. Okay, because you're going to have this 10 ohms total. These guys must combine to be 6 to make a total of 16. All right, because that combination in parallel is in series with this bottom guy. All right. Okay, and let's go ahead and try to do the graph now. So I'm going to have A to B here. Okay, C, D, C prime, D prime. Okay, because that has 2 paths. And then I'm just going to go E to F around this guy, but that's just 1 path, so that's all I need. So A, B, C, D, E, F, back to A. All right, so let's do 4, 8, 12, 16. So I'm going to have my initial increase of 16 volts. Okay, and then my flattening spot. And then from C to D, there's a drop of 6, which is going to get me down to 10. That's going to be here. All right, but there's actually a second path there because that's where my parallel combination is. Okay, and then D to E, it's going to stay there at 10 volts. So this was a -6. This is a +16. Okay, and then here, my last drop from E to F is going to be that last 10, which is going to take me down to 0, and then back to the battery. Okay, right? So here, there are 2 paths. Here, there's only 1 path. All right, so I only need the dotted line just between C and D. Okay, so that is the second combination. You're going to try 4 more. Okay, go ahead and do your best with those and see if you can work it out. All right.